Hi guys! So today I'm going to be doing a reading for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Venus, and Leo Rising people for the month of March. And we're just going to get into a 9-card spread for how your whole month is going to look. The first 3 cards will be the beginning, the next 3 cards will be the middle, and the last 3 will be at the end of your guys' month. And we're just going to have to see what Spirit says about that. Alright, so what's going to go on in the beginning of Leo's month, Spirit? We have the Sun, the 6 of Wands, nice, and the 8 of Wands for the beginning of the month. Okay, looks good so far. And now for the middle of Leo's month, Spirit, what is going to take place? We have the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Swords, my bad. We have the Page of Swords. So this is going to be like a big reoccurring theme that happens throughout this month, this middle card, because it will be connected to all the rest of the cards that I lay down. And one more card. We have the Page of Wands reverse. Okay, and then the last 3 cards for Leo's March 2021. Spirit, what do we have to say? We have the King of Cups reverse, the Hangman, or Awakening in this deck, I guess, and one more, Spirit, for the end of Leo's March 2021. Okay, we have the 2 of Pentacles. Alright guys, so the beginning of the month for you looks extremely fortunate, extremely fast-paced, and extremely it's a very benevolent time for you right now, Leos. I can see with the Sun being the first card that even pops out that I think you're coming into March with a more optimistic attitude about yourself for some reason. We're going to get a card to clarify the Sun very quickly to see more of what that is about for you guys. Okay, Spirit, one card. We have the Emperor, so it looks like you're taking either some control of your life back, or there's somebody with an Emperor character that comes into your life that makes you very happy. And the Emperor, to me, in Major Arcana, if we're going to look at it that way, would mean somebody with husband qualities, or if you're not into somebody, if you're not into that way of looking at it, it's somebody more who has who's very solid and able to control, has control over themselves, over their own lives, and can manage their can manage things well, especially a relationship, especially in this department. So if you guys just started dating somebody, or you are dating somebody that resembles that, I have a feeling are going to see a lot more happiness and victory with them this month for sure. I do want to see why the 8 of Wands is here for Leo placements though for the beginning of March, and what that may have to do with. We have the 9 of Cups as well. So something that you've either really been hoping for, or working towards, or anticipating a lot of progress or success in, will definitely take off at the beginning of March for some reason for you guys. And when I was shuffling again, I got the 6 of Wands. So it's going to be a big, definite win for you. And it looks very positive. And I want to see why in the middle of the month. We're going to move on to that really quickly. We have the Ace of Swords. What does that have to do with for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus people? We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune for that. So I feel like there's something in your life, definitely, that you knew was going to take fruit or progress in some way or another, that is taking some type of fruit or progress, but it may come with some type of struggles in the beginning of it. It may start to really kick off in the middle of March, and you guys are starting to realize that there are either competing details with this or other, like, I feel like with the Page of Swords, you're definitely being watched more at the middle of this month. Like, people are starting to pay more attention to you. You're getting a lot more attention. It's probably because of this major success you find at the beginning of the month. You're starting to see either like a fan base grow, or you're starting to see some type of like people are really paying attention to you, whether that be in a good way or a bad way. I do want to get 3 cards for the Page of Swords in the middle. We have the King of Cups to clarify what that may be about. Justice. Okay, one more card please, Spirit, for why the Page of Swords is here. We have the Ace of Wands. So, okay, actually this is looking very prosperous when it comes to who's paying attention to you right now. I feel like these people really kind of like, they're either seeing you as somebody who deserved this type of come up or deserved this type of success, or somebody who is kind of like, how do I explain? Or people who really care about you and think that it's right. Like, that's what I'm kind of seeing with the Father of Cups and the and Justice. I feel like this success was deserved, definitely, and the people around you are noticing this, or the information that you're getting involving this success of yours is very positive. I feel like it's being recepted well by your peers, or like, especially your peers. It may not even be people close to you that are expressing this. It may just be random people who all of a sudden have a lot of care for you and have a lot of passion for you. You may be like, I can just see you guys shining in March. I know I'm not even trying to be biased towards Leos because I love y'all, but like, that's very good to see that you're getting like recognition for the success that you deserve. But I do want to see why the Page of Wands is here in reverse. And we have the Ace of Cups. So, but here we go. We can get into this a little more. I do want one more card for that though, just to see if I'm right on that at all. Okay. We have the Mother of Cups. I think that might have been reversed actually, but either way it's going to apply the same way. We have the Hangman as well. It's probably, okay, I feel like you guys may be waiting on one specific person or one specific congratulations for your success that you may not get, and it may be from somebody you really care about, really love, or think about a lot. And the fact that that's like, it's kind of like something you've been waiting for, this approval from them in some way or another, that you may not really see direct results on in the middle of the month, and it kind of upsets you that everybody else is doing this for you, but not necessarily them. Maybe, for some of you. Or it could be like, there could be an opportunity involving love that you decide to not take in the middle of this month because you are doing like other things, or you're very busy when it comes to the things you're successful with or the career. Or if this relationship is the thing that brought you a lot of success, I do kind of see like, maybe like by the end of the middle of the month, there's going to be a lot of this like burst of energy that you guys are just going to get really tired maybe, or like kind of want to take a break from all of that craziness. So you're going to like retreat more either to people you care about, with the person you love, or you're really going to kind of spend more time to yourselves, like because of a burnout maybe. That's another thing I'm seeing with this Page of Wands being in reverse. But now we're going to move on to the end of the month for Leos and talk about why the King of Cups is there in the reverse. So I'm curious about that, definitely. 1 second. Seven of Pentacles. See, okay, again, I'm starting to think there may be somebody you're waiting on, like, it could be an air sign as well, since this card decided to flip out, but, or a water sign, with this being a water card we're even talking about. There could be somebody you're waiting to hear from, or waiting to hear some type of approval from, or get some type of decision from, or hear like their true feelings about something that they're not really giving to you, if that makes sense at this time. And with the Hangman popping up again, I really do feel like you've been in this period of waiting for a long time. And by the end of March, I feel like you're really going to feel that Hangman energy again when it comes to this situation, where you're kind of in a limbo on what necessarily to do next or say next about it, because maybe you guys have more eyes on you involving the situation now, so you're not really like too sure of what move to make, but you know you want to make a move with the Page of Wands coming up here. So maybe in the middle of the month when it comes to this love offer, you're deciding that this like you're kind of sick of doing the hangman thing where you're not going to do anything about it or not going to take this opportunity, or you're sick of not hearing from this person, and it makes you kind of like either feel like they don't care about you, or you're going to kind of throw your emotions to the side for a little bit. I could also see with that hangman coming out with the Page of Wands that you do make the first move and say something. But I'm going to ask what this Two of Pentacles is about for the end of the month as well. For Leo's Two of Swords. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe you guys really just have a lot going on, so that's what keeps you in the indecisive mode, or like that's really what kind of brings you back and forth between the wanting to say something and then not actually doing it, because it's like, well, if I do say something, that's another obligation I have on my plate that I won't be able to have time for, so I really can't, or I've already got too much on my plate dating someone else for some of you, or just kind of don't have time for it. Something of that nature. Or you don't have time to really express those feelings because of what you know is going to come out of it if it does. Or you know people are paying more attention to you right now, or you're being watched in general, or like speculated upon, and you don't really want to give, like, you don't want to be a bad example, and you kind of don't want to like ruin things for yourself in that department. Because I can see you guys having a good month regardless of this little dilemma, if this is a dilemma at all for you guys. But yeah. Alright, we're just going to end that there and move on to your romance spread, if that is okay. I hope that resonated, and if it didn't, maybe that wasn't supposed to apply to you, and hopefully something else in the reading does. Also, if like this reading, say if you're watching this because you're a Leo sun, and say you're a Gemini moon, and this reading didn't apply to you at all, maybe the reading I do in the Gemini moon one would apply to you more. I don't know. I tend to find that if a certain tarot reading video isn't applying to that certain aspect of myself for the sign I'm watching, I'll go watch another sign in my my own charts placements, and that reading will apply to me more. But that's up to you. You guys can do what you want, or if you only have Leo in your chart, I'm sorry. You know. Okay, so now we're going to get into the romance spread for you guys. This is going to be like a two-sided spread. I'm going to pick two animal cards first. One is going to represent you. One will represent the other person. You can pick which applies to you more and which applies to them more. That's not up to me to decide. This just makes it easier for me to read objectively. Okay, so we have the hedgehog for one, which is be a magnet for light, love, and joy. Okay. And I'm sorry about this card. This card will glare quite a bit. Also, I'm sorry about my nails. Like, they're awful. If you guys care, just feel the need to apologize. Okay, one more card for Leo's love reading. We have the ant, which is cooperate for the highest good of the community. Okay, Leo. First row, we're going to get 3 cards for the hedgehog, 3 cards for the ant, each on how they individually feel about the connection this month with each other. Whether it be a romantic relationship or not. This is a romantic reading, so it's somebody you should have romantic feelings for, but like, you guys don't have to be in a relationship. The other person doesn't even have to know, if that makes sense. Like, it will still apply in some way. And also keep in mind, these readings are brutally honest, extremely personal, and very in-depth. So if there's nothing going on in your relationship right now that you're curious about, or if you're not worried, I wouldn't recommend watching this reading because it's probably not going to be for you. Don't mean to be that way. You could always watch it just to see. But I do these readings specifically for people who have questions or are curious about the people they are in a relationship with because there's some issue going on or something like that. Or miscommunication of some kind. Anyways, that's just a little disclaimer because these get to be very, very personal and I can't sugarcoat everything. So keep that in mind as well. Alright. So we're going to get 3 cards for the hedgehog now. About the relationship currently. We have the devil reverse. See, it's already going to get, like, we're going to be talking about some stuff in these readings. Anyways. Okay. We have the Empress. Interesting. Okay. And then one more card for the hedgehog. You have Death reverse. Okay. So now we're going to get the action the hedgehog is taking in this relationship, or how they are portraying these feelings or thoughts about the relationship to the ant. We have the 5 of Cups. Alrighty. Now we're going to get 3 cards for the ant and how they feel about the relationship currently with the hedgehog. We have the 8 of Swords reverse. We have the Father of Wands. It's the King of Wands in this deck. Okay, one more card for the ant. We have the 6 of Wands as well. Okay, so now I want to see the action the ant is going to be taking, or like the way they're presenting these feelings to the hedgehog on the conscious plane. Like what the hedgehog can see. We have the Fool reverse. Okay, so we're just going to get into the hedgehog very quickly. Right away from the spread, I'm sensing a lot of like, there's something they don't want to end when it comes to the ant, I have a feeling. There's something they're trying to work on in themselves. I feel like with the Empress coming out here, which I do kind of want another card for on why it is here in this spread, because it kind of stands out with the rest of the cards. I'm going to ask very quickly. You have the 10 of Cups reverse. Okay. So I have a feeling that the hedgehog is trying to work on some type of emotional fulfillment issues, either within themselves or in the relationship with the ant. If you guys are in a heterosexual relationship, or even if you're not, and the ant is a woman or has feminine energy, or that is what, like, how the hedgehog sees the ant, if that makes any sense. The hedgehog is like trying to rebuild that side of themselves with the ant, but I have a feeling like with this 5 of Cups that they're presenting to the ant, I have a feeling that they're very like torn up over something or upset about a certain situation involving the two of them, or just like the hedgehog in general is very like depressed or trying to like work on themselves. With the Devil reverse and Death reverse, it's like there's a change or an ending or something, either in the hedgehog's own life even. We can read this a different way as well. Maybe the hedgehog just got out of a relationship with someone else that like was not the person that provided emotional fulfillment or stability like the ant did or something of that kind, but they're still so upset about this relationship that they kind of can't get out of their own head when it comes to it. That won't apply to everybody, but that's a random thing I was seeing as well. I can also see that the hedgehog is really working through some things. I feel like they are really up in their own head when it comes to like, I'm seeing the Empress and I'm seeing women. I don't know, maybe that won't apply, but like I can see them really just like trying to get some type of emotional fulfillment out of like women, or some type of like abundance filling. They're really trying to get to this point. I don't think they're there yet though, and I feel like it involves like emotional fulfillment, like with someone, like a partner. That's what I'm kind of seeing. Or they like, if the hedgehog is a woman or has that like energy within themselves, I feel like are expressing more of that while still being in a process of growth and transformation that may be extremely painful or difficult to even get through, especially with the 5 of Cups being presented. The hedgehog probably is like appearing very upset to the ant in some way or another. I can see like depressed energy, but at the same time it's because of like some growth. Maybe the hedgehog is really developing like a feminine essence or a feminine side to themselves, or are developing their feminine energy, and this is like an extremely transformative time for them in a way, some way or another, and it's like it's really making them look at themselves and work on themselves in depth. And I feel like it's very like, and if there was some type of breakup or some type of separation involving the hedgehog and the ant, I see that the hedgehog is the one who's very upset about it. I feel like the hedgehog misses it a lot. Okay, but now we're going to jump over to the ant very quickly, and with the 6 of Wands, the Father of Wands, and the 8 of Swords reverse, I feel like, okay, but with the Fool reverse, I also see the ant. This could also, okay, the way I'm seeing it can again go one of two ways. Either the ant is presenting some type of like offer to the hedgehog with maybe no real tangible basis to it, because of some type of like clarity they have come to, or some type of success they have come to in their life, where they are like extending something to the hedgehog that like the hedgehog may just be too in their own head to accept, or maybe just thinks it's too good to be true, or maybe thinks that the ant is like fooling around with them. With the Fool reverse, like I can see like either the ant is promising something with no real like tangibility, or the ant is like promising something that the hedgehog really just does not believe, like that the ant means, whether they mean it or not. I can see the ant being kind of confident in themselves at the time. I feel like the ant is kind of like freeing themselves from old things that have kept them down, if that makes sense. Old blockages or old barriers that have like they have been unable to like cross. With these two cards being here, I can definitely see them like kind of blossoming in a way and getting over some of the fears or things that were keeping them from like being like confident in themselves and being able to like take initiative in some way. But I see the ant like either doing so, okay, maybe this is a total character change from what the hedgehog is used to seeing from the ant, and they're kind of like, excuse me, like maybe 2 weeks ago you wanted nothing to do with me, and now you're like coming at me with this like whole new brand new like idea that seems to have come from nowhere, or like this new offer that comes from nowhere. Like, okay, like I'm confused, let me get back to my other stuff real quick, or something like that. Like maybe the ant is really kind of confusing the hedgehog, or the fact that the ant comes, okay, I could also see this too, the fact that the ant comes out of nowhere maybe, or has some newfound confidence in the relationship or in the connection with the hedgehog. They're kind of like, oh my god, and it like throws them off or something, and they get really upset. But I don't see it being like, it could be positive. It definitely could be positive. I do want to get into hidden feelings, situations, or thoughts about the relationship each individual person has, if that makes sense. These things will not be visible. There are things you guys don't know about each other. Some tea. Okay, so for the hedgehog, we have the King of Presents, so the King of Pentacles. We have the Empress again. Okay. One more. For the hedgehog, please, Spirit. We have the Nine of Presents. Okay. And now I'm going to get 3 cards for the ant, and what the hedgehog maybe doesn't know about them in the relationship. Secret, hidden thoughts, feelings, circumstances. Lot of D, lot of do. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles reverse. And the Fool. One more from the ant, please. We have the Star. Also, sorry about my voice cracking all the time. I feel like I'm kind of sick or something right now, because it just doesn't, it's not good. But anyways, moving on. So, for the hedgehog, secret feelings, thoughts, predicaments, whatever in the relationship. The fact that the Empress came up twice. I'm going to read that a couple separate ways very quickly. This is going to be kind of a random way to read this, but like, if it applies to you, you'll know. If you're wondering if the hedgehog is pregnant or not, the hedgehog is pregnant. That's one thing I'm seeing. Or the hedgehog may get pregnant, or is worried about getting pregnant, or they're very happily pregnant, or they're unhappily pregnant. That's something. Okay, but that doesn't have to apply to everybody. Another thing I could see with the hedgehog is they are very, very, very prosperous. They have a lot going for them. Maybe the ant is not aware of how like good of a potential partner the hedgehog maybe could be. This is Spirit's message to me, to you, saying that the hedgehog is very prosperous, very abundant. They know exactly like what they want, and they can achieve it. They can make it happen for themselves. And that might be why they're going through this period of transformation right now, is because they're in another period of like getting something from themselves. I'm getting a lot of Earth energy. I'm getting Scorpio energy, getting Taurus energy big time from the hedgehog. So if that applies at all, there is that. And with the Nine of Presents too, also, if the ant is wondering if the hedgehog is single, yes, the hedgehog is single. Take all of these messages as they apply or resonate. Like, you know, if you're wondering about somebody being pregnant and single, like, I don't say pregnant in readings, very, very rarely do I bring that up, but like, if that doesn't apply, just like let it fly. It's probably not for you anyways, but like, anyways, moving on. So, but if this has to do, there also could be another woman. Okay. I know I just said single, but alright. So if the hedgehog is interested in women, we'll just say that. The hedgehog is single and interested in a woman. Definitely interested in a woman. And are trying to offer things to this woman. If you are the ant and you know that that is you, that is a sign that that is you. You know? And they're willing to like give something, give their all to the right person, even if they're going through some shit right now, or if they're a little depressed, or if they're a little bit sad, or they seem very gloomy on the outside. They could, you know? They could just seem very stoic or very like, or just not stoic and like not showing emotion. That could also be something. Or they're like really showing emotion, like seem very upset all the time. But anyways, but like deep down inside, the hedgehog is like got a lot going for them, especially on the materialistic sense. They can manifest, or they can make something out of nothing. They can like totally change their lives if they want to, and they can do so in a way that makes them and others very like prosperous. So there's that. Okay, for the ant though, if you're the hedgehog wondering about certain things on the ant, this is just a little disclaimer. The ant is doing this all on blind faith. The ant doesn't have like a very secure, solid plan when it comes to this relationship whatsoever. Take that as you will. That may be a bad thing to hear. It may be like a decent thing, but the ant is doing this all because they feel a certain way about the hedgehog. They know the hedgehog is for them, if that makes sense. Or they're very like, with the Fool being upright here and why it's being presented is like upside or reversed here, is the hedgehog may be looking at this as kind of like, you are crazy for offering me all of this. Like, what are you talking about? The ant is aware of that. I feel like the ant knows that the like offer or information they're presenting to the hedgehog is a little bit out of the box, a little bit overconfident, and kind of just out of nowhere, but that does not stop them. There's a reason they do this, and it's because they like that person a lot, and I feel like they sense a lot of hope for that connection. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed next to the Fool, I feel like they're also a little afraid to take this jump too, I think. But I feel like they're just kind of putting their anxiety to the side and their feelings of that lack mindset that I can't get what I want. I feel like they're kind of throwing that to the side for a little bit of hope and optimism that it would probably work out between the two of you. So just keep that in mind, hedgehog. If you're worried that the ant doesn't like you, or that the ant is not trying, or that the ant never is going to try, if that makes sense in the relationship, or if this offer is fake, or they don't have any like deep real feelings, this is strongly pointing to me that they have like, they're trying for a reason, you know, like they have this insight, like they want to bring you on this victory trip, if that makes sense. They want you to experience the best in life as well. And I feel like the hedgehog feels the same way about the ant. I feel like the hedgehog may be kind of either coming across with this energy because they don't want to drag them down into their shit right now that they know they're in, even though they do have a lot to offer. And I feel like if like these Empress cards are screaming as your card, ant, like the sign that they care about you and that this relationship is something that they really like think about all the time, then take it as that is. But they are also somebody who can like be by themselves and they don't need anyone else, which is another reason they're not like clinging on to you, which you may be like expecting or something like that. But I do see like the ant really trying to make some type of progress right now, and there's a reason behind that, or like that's their intention in general. But I want to see what's going to happen between the two of you in the future. Very quickly, 3 cards for the ant, 3 cards for the hedgehog. We'll do the hedgehog first, Spirit. And what's going to happen in this relationship between the two of you in the future. Most likely outcome, at least. Also, if you fast forward through me shuffling, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'll leave timestamps for each portion of the video that you guys might want to watch, and yeah, we'll just do that. Two of Wands reverse. If you haven't already figured that out about the timestamps. Too many cards. I just want like one or two more for the Hedgehog and the future action they are going to be taking, or their future feelings or whatever about the ants. We have the Eight of Cups reverse, Two of Swords reverse, Eight of Cups reverse so far. We have the Emperor. And now I want to see the action that the ant is taking towards the ant in the future. How are they displaying this energy towards them? We have the Sun. Very interesting so far. And we have the Eight of Wands. Oh, okay. Cool. Also, don't mind the little dust specks that fly in front of the camera all the time. Flash is on. Whatever, whatever. Okay. So now we're going to get 3 cards for the ant and the feelings they will have with the Hedgehog in the future. Most likely outcome when it comes to this situation. You have the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles reverse. Queen of Cups. And 2 cards for the action the ant is going to be taking towards the Hedgehog in the future, or the way they are displaying this energy. 3 of Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, and now I do want 1 card of mutual energy between the 2 of you in the future, because I know there will be. So there's always mutual energy. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the Hedgehog first. With the Two of Swords reverse, Ace of Cups, or Eight of Cups reverse, and the Emperor being like how they're feeling about it, I think they finally come to a conclusion that they can't walk away from something, either this connection or like maybe something else. I feel like it's this connection though. And that might have been something that was weighing on them in the past, is like, do I stay or do I go, you know, like that song. But I think that they make the decision to stay, or to at least communicate their desire to stay in the future with the Sun and the Eight of Wands. I feel like they're coming at the ant very quickly in the future, or presenting some type of like desire to take control back of the relationship. For some of you, if you're the Hedgehog or you're watching for the Hedgehog, I feel like this person was really going through a development of their divine feminine. And I feel like that was maybe a little bit strange for them or scary for them. And they finally maybe master that in the future, and that makes them feel better about themselves, so they can go back to like this Emperor-esque, like, I'm taking control of my future and the decisions I make, especially with these 2 cards in reverse next to each other. It's like I am deciding to not be indecisive finally, and walk back into what I need in my life. Maybe this person needed some alone time to really tap into their feelings and really get into like healing old wounds from the past, or revisiting traumatic moments in their life that their divine feminine needed in order to grow. That's something I'm very much so getting from the Hedgehog. But okay, for the ant, we're just going to jump there quick. With the Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles reverse being in their feelings, that's very optimistic when it comes to a love connection, with the Ace of Cups and Queen of Cups being there for sure. I can see the ant has a lot of love, and it's budding very deeply for the Hedgehog. Like, it's either a newfound love for the Hedgehog, either because of like the fact that they're coming at them so happy. Like, they're probably thrilled that that Hedgehog is kind of getting out of their depressive state. Maybe this is like a winter thing too. I know I keep bringing this up, but with March being kind of the spring transitional month, like in the future maybe the Hedgehog's going through some type of seasonal depression or something right now, and like once that the sun comes out again, you know, and it's nice and beautiful, they're kind of like, oh, okay, like I can find, my head's clear, and hi, like, what's up, you know. But I feel like the ant is a lot happier that the hedgehog is being more receptive to them, or being more lovey-dovey or whatever of that kind. And I feel like they're expressing love in that way. And they're being very cooperative, but at the same time, maybe a little bit codependent in the future, or acting a little bit needy to the hedgehog. I don't see the hedgehog really minding that much when it comes to that, but... And I feel like that's where the Queen of Pentacles reverse comes from, is that, like, they're so happy that there's like some emotion coming back, that they feel like they're starting to cling on to that person a little bit, but it's all out of a good place. But if you're the ant, maybe check yourself if you have any codependency issues in the first place. They may be popping out again when it comes to this person in the future. But the mutual energy I see between the two of you is this Ace of Swords, or Eight of Swords. Either you two are trapped in separate predicaments that keep you from each other, or makes it hard to share your real feelings with each other, or keeping you out of each other's lives in some way. That's what I'm getting from this card. I have a feeling, since that's the mutual energy overall, that will be kind of a struggle that continues to like transpire over this relationship, that doesn't necessarily end, even though I see a lot of positive communication on the forefront. You two are like starting to really understand, I think, why the other is in the other's lives, and that you make each other happy at the end of the day. But there's still this like, there's still something that makes it so you guys, like, it's almost like Romeo and Juliet energy or whatever. Like, somebody's trapped in a castle and their families don't like each other, so they can't be together or something like that. Like, I'm not like a literist, and I also can't speak, so if that's not a word, my bad. But like, yeah, I feel like the ant and the hedgehog have very deep feelings for each other, for sure, and they're choosing to walk back into each other's lives while being a little bit maybe afraid of the outcome, or with some like nervous energy over it because of the certain circumstances you two are in separately. Or there's just some nervousness overall because you two really do like each other, or you make each other nervous, or I don't see it being negative in any other sense in that way, just because of the way this spread came out. But yeah, I hope that reading related to you guys in any way whatsoever. Now we're going to get into a little closing message from Spirit. I'm actually just going to cut this part of me cleaning, so you don't have to watch it. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. So now we're going to get into the closing message from Spirit, coming from the Angel Oracle deck again, and then I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Moonology deck for some advice. Okay, first card we have is the Two of Wands, the Lovers. I hope you can see that, sorry. One more card, please. We have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, so now while I'm pulling from the Moonology deck, we're going to talk about it. So, guys, if there's a connection this month, and it could be that romantic connection we were just talking about in the last spread, there's something Spirit wants you to know is very meaningful for you and your life right now, and the way to get there is probably through confidence in yourself, or loving yourself. I'm going to pull a couple cards first before I keep talking about this, though, because I have a feeling it's a very specific message, especially with the Lovers coming up next to the Two of Wands as well. This could be a sign to you that this is a fire sign, but you guys are also fire signs, so like, you know, it could be self-love as well. We have bring love into the situation. So okay, we're gonna get one for the Lovers from the Moonology deck. One card, please, Spirit. We have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay. And why is the Queen of Wands there? Expect powerful change. Okay. So guys, with this, I can see it with the Two of Wands being bring love into the situation. You may be in a friendship or a partnership that is going very well for you. But the thing that you may be lacking in is love, especially, or putting love into the situation, period, or loving yourself in general really needs to be focused on this month. When it comes to the Lovers being balanced, spirituality and practicality, this is a very specific message. If you are dealing with a person you know is like the one for you, or your person, or like end game, pretty much, Spirit's really trying to tell you that you're right. But at the same time, don't throw all of your energy into that. If you guys are dating, that's great. But like, you know, balance spirituality and practicality. If this is a very spiritual connection for you, you have to like keep that in mind while still living your everyday human life at the same time. If you're very focused like on a certain person or wooing a certain person, I feel like Spirit's guidance on getting to that level with that person is balancing spirituality and practicality, whatever that means for you. Maybe if you are extremely practical, you have to bring more spirituality into the situation in order to see it for what it really is. Or if you're a little bit too spiritual about the situation, maybe like taking it down and toning it down a notch and looking at it from like, you know, a logical perspective in a way will provide answers you need on that one. But with the Queen of Wands, Spirit really is trying to tell you, I think, that there's going to be a powerful change within yourself very shortly. I feel like you're going to either look really good soon, or you're going to feel really good about yourself soon, so like keep an eye out for that. And it'll be a lot easier for your romantic relationships and like even any relationship in your life to go positively if you're feeling this way. But maybe don't let the Queen of Wands, like the over craziness of the Queen of Wands being like over showboaty or very like self-absorbed or in a bad way, you know what I mean, you know, overly conceited instead of confident. Maybe instead of doing that, you know, just know that it'll come for you. And at the same time, when it comes to the connections in your life, you need to be a little bit more loving and accepting, and I feel like you will see more love in your life for that reason. But don't get a little too crazy with the tarot readings, guys, as well. That's another thing I'm getting with the Lovers, with the balanced spirituality and practicality. If you're getting answers from a tarot reading, you don't need to, like, you know, watch 15 more to make sure you get the same answer. I get that, though. And I'm not trying to, like, talk down at anyone who does that, because I totally understand wanting different perspectives. But that could be, like, Spirit's a message to you saying, like, you know the answer now. Don't keep running around for a spiritual answer and just live your life and you'll get there. If that makes sense. I want one card of advice from Spirit though, and what they want to tell you guys right now. The last card. Okay. Well, we got two. We got a new earth, which is, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. And jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Okay, so you guys are being catapulted in a way, and it could have to do with this Lover's card in general, on a new journey in your life, and something that's going to enlighten like those around you and yourself when it comes to a new earth and like the new way the earth is supposed to be. And Spirit's really kind of like telling you to jump into that path for yourself for sure, because it is the right thing for you to do. Your life is changing. It's going to, incredibly. Especially this month, I feel like you're going to realize a lot of things that will help promote this change. And the way to get it to, like, you have to love yourself and you have to love the world around, like those around you. That's like the only thing that I really think that matters in this situation, is bring love into the situation and you will find it all around you after that. But okay, thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it if you watched it all the way through. If you didn't, that's fine too. If this resonated with you at all, or you liked it, or have any questions or anything, please leave a comment or like the video. I really appreciate it if you do. You don't have to either, but you know, it's always appreciated. And I'll be doing more readings for March as time goes on. I just wanted to get this one out for you guys at the beginning or close to, like, you know, have something to look back at through the rest of March if you're curious. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, month, week, whatever it is, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!